My husband Greg and I represent over 5 million Americans who are living with Alzheimer's disease. Greg is one of the 200,000 individuals who suffer from younger onset Alzheimer's disease, which strikes before the age of 65. I am one of the 15.5 million caregivers in the United States who provide over 17 billion hours of unpaid care per year. Despite the fact that the Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in this country, the public lacks awareness of the facts, symptoms, and devastation that it brings to our families. Our journey began in 2003 when I noticed my husband's reasoning, judgment, and visual perceptions were beginning to be impaired after suffering a mini stroke. Greg wouldn't accept the fact that he was slowly changing. Neither did the families surrounding us. He was still able to work at his job teaching at college. Looking back, it now seems clear that these symptoms were the first manifestations of Alzheimer's. At the time, believe it or not, Greg was only 46 years old, and 4 children range in age from 7 to 13. By the age of 52, Greg's cognitive impairment was worsening and his memory declined. He was not able to track text or distinguish between the lines on the road. Soon he began having trouble using the computer, reading books, and driving. In 2012, at the age of 55, Greg was finally officially diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease. Greg's symptoms have worsened dramatically in the 2 years since the diagnosis. He now requires constant attention for his basic needs. He is unable to find food in the refrigerator, forgets to eat, cannot dress himself, or follow one-step instruction, and is continuously disoriented and confused. He tries very hard to stay active by swimming, weeding the garden, and doing household tasks. But despite his efforts, he is usually unable to accomplish what he sets out to do. As an engineer, Greg used to be able to solve complex mathematical problems. Now he has difficulty with simple arithmetics, adding 1 plus 2. He used to design and develop laser diodes. Now he doesn't know how to turn a switch on or off. He used to navigate everywhere without a map. Now he gets lost in his own house and neighborhood. Initially, it was difficult explaining to my children why their father was acting irrationally without truly understanding myself what he was going through. They were distressed that Greg was physically present but unable to provide emotional support, help, or understanding. They have now taken on the role of parent for him. Watching my husband disappear has been the most painful thing in my life. Greg hasn't remembered our anniversary or the children's birthdays for the past 5 years now. I grieve for my children because they are witnessing their father diminish right before their eyes. I also fear for their future. What if they have inherited their father's mutated genes? When Greg began to lose his identity, memory, and cognitive skills, I felt alone and overwhelmed, just like all the caregivers, in raising our family of 4 children, working outside the home, taking responsibility for our finances and house maintenance, and helping Greg with his needs. Greg was unable to discuss our future or make vital decisions concerning our family. Do you still doubt what this disease does to a human being? When you look at him right now, does he look any different than any one of us here? He doesn't. People look at him, you say, oh, he's perfectly fine. But who he is we're losing. I experienced moments of resentment, disappointment, anger, frustration, and loneliness. But then I would feel guilty because I knew he loved us very much, and it was not his fault. I am grateful that he still has his long-term memory. He recognizes our family and friends, but I know that is not going to last long. If I knew at the beginning what I do know now about Alzheimer's disease, I would have been better prepared financially, emotionally, and physically. That is why I am very grateful for Alzheimer's Association for making this possible, for letting people know what's going on. Do not let the symptoms go down. Why I tell my story? I am speaking out because I do not want anyone else to struggle and suffer in silence as I did. I wish to reach people who still do not realize the devastation Alzheimer's disease brings. As of today, Alzheimer's disease cannot be prevented. As of today, Alzheimer's disease cannot be cured. As of today, it cannot be slowed. I am dedicating the rest of my life to raising awareness and funds for Alzheimer's disease. I know that the money we bring in today is not going to bring my husband back or our loved ones who have departed us back. But I am hopeful that it will help others yet to be affected by this deadly disease. Every dollar that we raise brings us closer to the winning battle against Alzheimer's disease. I thank you for coming.